Warriors NRL Fanatics here, back today with a video, and this is going to be my preview for the preseason trial between the New Zealand Warriors and the Gold Coast Titans. This game has been played at Morton Stadium in Redcliffe on Saturday afternoon, 2 PM kickoff. Those of you who can't go to the game in Redcliffe, this game has been televised live on Fox League and KO. And for those in New Zealand, it is televised live on Sky Sports over there in New Zealand. So, look, what I'm going to do is go through both the Gold Coast Titans team and the Warriors team, as well as go through key players to look out for both teams in this trial game, and who is set to stand out the most, as well as giving my thoughts on the teams as well in general, and giving a prediction for this game on who's going to win. But before getting into it, also just letting you know that I am going live on the YouTube channel again this Saturday afternoon for this preseason trial game. I'll be doing a live reaction, so make sure you tune in for that one. But now to get into it. So the Gold Coast Titans lineup. As expected, all the first graders are playing in this one, and those who did play last week are backing up this week as well. So fullback is Jaden Campbell. On the wing is Philip Sami. And in the centres is Brian Kelly and Patrick Herbert. Corey Thompson on the other wing. And in the halves is AJ Brimson and Toby Sexton. The prop is Moati Fotuaika. And the hooker is Aaron Clark. Jamin Jolliffe in the other prop position. And in the second row is David Fafita and Bo Thermal. And the lock is the skipper himself, Tino Fasuma-Lawi. Now onto the bench now, and it's Tana Boyd, Sam Lasoni, Jared Wallace, and Will Smith round out the 17. As for the extended reserves, Herman Esiesi, Kevin Proctor, Sam McIntyre, Paul Turner, Trayman Spry, Greg Maju, and Isan Masters. And the coach for this one, taking over from Justin Holbrook, who unfortunately has COVID, so he can't attend this game. It is Jim Dimmick. Now, onto the Warriors lineup. And at fullback is Chanel Harris-Tavita. On the wing is Dylan Watini-Zalesniak. And in the centres is Rocco Berry and Viliami Valea. On the other wing is Marcelo Montoya. And in the halves, for the first time igniting since the international careers, both of these two did play for the Kiwis in the halves a couple of years ago, and it is Cody Nikorima and Sean Johnson. And the prop position is Adam Fanua-Blake, and the hooker returning to the side after being rested last week is Wade Egan. Bunty Afoa takes up the other prop position, and in the second row is Ewan Aiken and Eliasa Katoa, and returning to the side after being rested as well also is Josh Curran, and he rounds out the 13. Now onto the bench, it is Jazz Tavanga, Kina Kepu, Ben Murdoch-Masila, and rounding out the 17 is new recruit Aaron Penne. Now for the reserves, Bailey Serenin, Taniela Otukolo, Ash Taylor, Edward Cozzi, Jack Murchie, Adam Pompey, Junior Atuva, and Jaden Corrigan. And the head coach is Nathan Brown. Now, the Titans lineup, I gotta say, is a very good team overall on paper. Players to look out for me for the Titans, well, you've got to say their spine, Jaden Campbell, AJ Brimson, and Toby Sexton. Those are the players to look out for me. Now, last week, I believe they did play against the Brisbane Broncos, and I think they showed some solid touches as a combination. I know there's a lot of doubts considering they're very young and inexperienced. Look, I still think they are still inexperienced, and I'm still got my doubts whether they can form a good partnership for the whole year in the NRL, but we shall see how they go in the second week of the trials against the Warriors here. But they're players to look out for, so look out for that combination, those young players of Jaden Campbell, AJ Brimson and Toby Sexton. and also the likes of Aaron Clark as well. And another player to look out for in the Titans 4-pack is definitely David Fifita, because we know what David Fifita is capable of. You know, last year, I'm going to say last year he showed glimpses near and then, but he was a little bit inconsistent. So David Fifita's got to have a big year this year for the Titans in order for them to do much better than they did last year. So look out for David Fifita and also the Titans' young spine there for this preseason trial. Now, for the Warriors, you got to look out for the likes of the halves, Cody Nikarima and Sean Johnson. Now, Cody Nikarima, right now, you've got to say he's well ahead in the battle for the halves spot with Sean Johnson for round 1. Ash Taylor last week didn't do enough for me, to be quite honest. I know that was only his first Warriors game, but Ash Taylor in this game this week has been named in the reserves. Maybe he'll come in late, we don't know, but at this stage, looks like Cody Nikarima is winning that battle for the half spot for round 1. And it's going to be interesting to see how he combines with Sean Johnson in this preseason trial. So look out for those two, Cody Nikarima and Sean Johnson. Look out for the halves. That is one of the biggest talking points going into the season, is who's going to play halves in that role with Sean Johnson for round 1. And it's going to be interesting to see how these two combine. Now, another player to look out for is Viliami Valia, and he didn't get too much game time last week against the Melbourne Storm, so he gets an opportunity to start with Rocco Berry in that centre position. So, if Viliami Valia has a very good game and stands out, maybe he could get a selection for round 1. But look out for Viliami Valia. Look out for Josh Curran as well in the 13 after re-signing for the Warriors a couple of weeks ago. He's looking to continue on his good form from last year as well. So, besides that, for me, I'm going to get into a prediction now and who I think is going to win. And look, why not? I'm going to go and chuck in anytime try scorer in this game, even though it's preseason. And it doesn't mean anything. The result doesn't mean anything for me. I just want to see us back up that performance from last week against the Melbourne Storm, show some defensive resolve, and show some improvement in our attack as well. So, Sean Johnson's definitely going to help that, and we're going to see something from Sean Johnson to help the team out this year, and we will see it in this trial game, I think. Pretty sure we should see. But now for prediction now, I'm going to go with the Warriors to win here by 6 points. And for me, I'm going to go with the anytime try scorer of Dylan Watini-Zelezniak and Viliami Valia to score. And you know what? Marcelo Montoya to crossover. Why not? Marcelo Montoya to crossover in this game. But that wraps up my preview for the preseason trial between the New Zealand Warriors and the Gold Coast Titans. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button because it helps out the channel massively. And yeah, I'd appreciate it very much. And I'd also like to thank those who have recently subscribed to the channel. I'd like to thank those. That is really appreciated, guys. So, also as well, click the thumbs up on the video, click the like button, and click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I do a new video or go live on the channel next. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.